to We Are the Hansons. Today, we want to talk about something somebody emailed us. What would we do if we won the lottery? I don't know if we'd ever win because we don't play. But if we did, what would we do? You know, have you ever thought about that? Like, well, what if? What if? You got to be careful with that. But hey, I'm telling you, I think things would change in a big way for everybody around us. I'm Jeremy Hansen. I am the husband that once in a while gets to come on here when she cracks the whip and says, "Okay." And you are
Maya Hansen.
Maya, the mama, the hot mama.
You're a goof.
So we got this email. What was it, Tanya J?
Yes.
And it's kind of an interesting question. Like, we probably wouldn't have done a show on, what would you do if you won the lottery? Just because that kind of, I kind of look at it, and I'm not just saying this to say this. I kind of feel like I did win the lottery. I got great family. I got wonderful children. I got great grandkids. I got a beautiful wife. Self-employed. I mean, what else can you ask for?
Yeah. I mean, that's the truth.
Like, I tell people all the time, you're not built, you're not forged, you're not made in the easy times. Anybody can be happy in the easy times. Anybody can, build or do stuff in the easy times. It's the hard times that really do make you who you are, wouldn't you say?
I would say it makes us stronger as a family during the hard times. Like, we all pull together and we make it.
Right. And I think every time that happens, you learn something. So when somebody says, well, what would you do if you won the lottery? Obviously, they're talking about the money lottery. But I think that I've won the life lottery. I really do. Like, we all have problems, but I don't think I could ask for anything more than I have.
Absolutely. Our kids are like our lottery.
Yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, we'll answer the question. What's the first thing you would do? Let's say you win. What was that one that somebody won? Like almost $1 billion here last year. You remember that?
Yeah.
What's the first thing you would do if you won?
I think I would say I would probably pay off my debt, buy a house.
Well, hang on. We got to go in steps here. First thing you do is going to pay off debt?
Yeah.
Okay. First thing I'm doing is I'm going to seek out financial advice, because if you've never had money like that, who knows what kind of trouble you can get in. And I would want to, like you said, after I went and got financial advice from somebody, probably my mom. What'd you say?
Yeah, she's pretty smart about that stuff.
Well, she was a CPA for a long time. She knows the ins and outs, kind of a super honest person. Pay your taxes on time. And, that's who my mom is. So I would go there first. I would ask her what to do. I would probably invest a lot of it. Because, me and you aren't really going to use that much. Most of it would probably end up going to, one would be our kids, but I wouldn't want our kids to be snotty brats. So I'd set it up in a way that they had to work, they had to go through some hard times, and then they make it. And I know some people disagree with that, but that's okay, because this is what I would do.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that you would pay off debt.
Yeah.
So all debt's gone. And then what would you do?
I would buy a house.
Okay, like what kind of house? Tell me.
I'd have to say like a beautiful farm.
Beautiful farm. Okay, so I'm going to say if we had that kind of money, I'm looking for 60 to 80 acres on a farm on a lake.
That's impossible.
I'm telling you, it could be done. Okay.
We could make our own lake.
No. I want a lake, a proper lake. You can put a Glasstron Carlson down in there and go, water skiing. Take the pontoon boat out with the grandkids, go fishing. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm talking about being in the middle of nowhere, just in the woods.
Okay, so,
with lots of animals and life.
All right, so here it is. So this is what we're going to have to do. If we win the lottery, we're going to have to get a lake house with 3-4 acres. And then we'll have to go buy 80 to 100 acres somewhere in the middle of nowhere where we can have the hobby farm plus all the people around. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, and then past that, I would probably buy a newer truck. I don't know if I'd go brand. I think just because of growing up the way that I have and living the life that I have, I don't know if I could be stupid with money.
Yeah, I don't think I could either.
Like, I literally think I would get nervous if, like, okay, there's a brand new Chevy 3500, and then I'd look at the price tag and be like, man, is there like one that's 1 or 2 years old? So, I don't get that 20% drop when I don't know. That's just probably the way I would be.
I don't want a new vehicle anyway. I like what we have.
I do. I'd probably upgrade my truck. I'd keep this one and it'd be going into a museum or something for being the best damn truck ever.
Well,
But
the kids think so for sure.
yeah, I mean, you know what's funny? I've had that truck for quite a few years now, and I still kind of look at it like, man, that's a newer truck, but it's an '04 2500 HD with the 6.0. It's exactly the truck that I wanted, but it's a work truck. I mean, roll up windows.
It's a hot truck.
No power or anything. Got a little bit of a lift to it, aluminum rims, and it's just a good old work truck. It's taken me to the top of mountains. It's taken me through creeks. You remember when we were going home? And, folks, we were inside Walmart, and our first experience with flash flooding was like this. Our 13-year-old daughter was watching 2 of our kids at home. The other kids were at their friend's house. We go into Walmart. We're just picking up, like, frozen pizza or something. Who knows? And we come out, and we hear it start raining while we're in Walmart. What were we in there, 10 minutes?
Yep.
It was completely dry when we went in. And when we came out, there was, 4 or 5 inches of water in Walmart parking lot?
Yep.
And we go up over the hill, and we're going out this road. And Missouri DOT was there. And they were literally shutting the roads down. And I yelled at them. I was like, hey, I got kids at home. I have to get through. And they reluctantly let us go. But as we were driving, you remember it actually swept our truck all the way to the other side of the road?
Yeah.
Yep. But we got home, praise the good Lord. And things were great. But, those, if we were really rich, would we have those adventures?
No.
And those adventures that's what I live for.
I don't want to be rich.
Yeah, I don't really think I would either. Like all the stuff that really matters, like the memories that we've made and stuff. I don't know if the people like that, the super rich people, do that. Like, I'll give you an example. When we had the 7 baby calves we were raising for beef, and it was the kids' jobs, and we're talking little kids here, we had to go bottle feed them. Do you remember that?
Oh, that was I love that.
So, and that's what I'm saying. Do rich people get to do that type of thing?
Maybe.
Or speaking of my truck, I take my boys out hunting. We go up to the in-laws, to Maya's parents, and we take my truck up to the top of this mountain. And we're talking like logging roads to get up there. And it's nice in the morning. I mean, really nice. It's dark out, so we go up there. We're proper hunters. We're sitting there, and about 10 o'clock, a storm comes in, and it goes from like 68 degrees down to like 25. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And the whole mountain turned to ice.
Scary ride coming down.
Yeah, right. I went, and it just got a little bit too much out there. So I went and I picked up Tristan. He jumped in. We slid halfway down the mountain. We got down there, and my other son, Gavin, I look at him, his first year hunting, and he's, freezing to death and cold because we got wet first because it rained, and then it turned to freezing rain. And he gets in. This is no lie, folks. He gets in the back, and he shuts. I got like the suicide doors on the back of my truck. He shuts his. Tristan shuts his door, and just the movement from the door hitting the truck made us start sliding down the hill again. But guess what? I don't think that if you have won the lottery, I don't know if you get those experiences.
I don't think a lot of...
Maybe it's a trade-off.
Not even if you win the lottery. If you're just rich, I don't think you get to experience that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And I think other things like, getting really good on the grill, having the get-togethers with really close, trusted friends that you understand you and you understand them, the type of people that would give you the shirt off their back. I mean, do you get those types of friends?
I don't know.
So, yeah, I don't know that either. I think that everybody says, we'll pay off our debt. And I think that everybody says that we will get a home. Some people would probably say, I'm going to do this. I'll say this. The Children's Miracle Network would be getting a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
A whole lot of money, just from how they helped us when we had all the problems with her. I'm telling you right now, folks, if they weren't around, we wouldn't have been able to do what we did.
No, not at all.
So, they would probably get at least half.
Yeah.
The thing is, our kids, they know that they got to make their own money. You know what I mean? Like, they know this is what mom and dad did. This is what we're going to do.
And the good thing is they don't mind making it that way either.
Right. And that's the other thing. If we just gave away all that to our kids, and I think our kids would do a pretty good job, but then their kids, they're going to be raised a little bit different and life's going to be a little bit easier. I truly believe that story about hard times create hard men create easy times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Do you believe that?
I do believe that.
I do too. So I think there's a life balance in there. You sure wouldn't have to go to work if you didn't want to. But again, is that a good thing?
No. Who wants to sit around and be lazy?
Would I help my family and friends? Absolutely. Would we give to charity? Absolutely. Would I upgrade my truck? Absolutely. Would we be debt-free? Absolutely. Would all of our kids and grandkids have a nest egg? Absolutely. But we wouldn't buy crazy stuff. I know that for a fact. And we'd probably go on a few trips because you really like going on trips.
Yes.
I don't think we'd go on a spending spree. Like, I've heard people, they go buy mansions, they go buy sports cars. I was reading a thing the other day where Demi Moore was wearing a shirt that I think was like $13,000.
That's ridiculous.
But you could buy the same shirt for I think it was $48 somewhere else. But she chose that, because she's got the money. I really don't know if we'd be doing that.
I'll stick to my thrift stores.
Right. I don't know about thrift all the time, but you know what I'm saying. I think that a lot of people, like if you look, like one of the highest percentage of people to go broke are the ones that actually won the lottery. Have you seen that?
Yes. And I don't know how.
Well, I don't either. But I think it's because of spending sprees and traveling the world, not understanding how money works, getting around other people, trying to have that ego where you're showing up people, that kind of stuff. And I've never understood that. Now, like you say sports car, you know me, I'd upgrade my truck and I'd probably, I hate to say this, but I'd probably, if I'm being honest, I'd have like a 71 Roadrunner.
I'd have a Nova.
Yeah. Well, you like Novas. I like Roadrunners. I like Novas too, but, not like a Roadrunner. But I'd have something like that, but it wouldn't be like super extravagant. It would be like the Tim the Toolman Taylor type car.
I like those black and white cars.
Black and white cars? Any car could be black and white.
No, they got the mint green one. I don't even know what they are. They're like the Bel Air type car.
The 57 Chevy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you like that. My one daughter, folks, she's 13, and she wants a 59 Cadillac convertible.
Yep.
Now, you don't see very many 13-year-old girls that want a 59 Cadillac convertible. I can tell you that.
And she's got the color scheme and everything picked out.
I just think there's so many downfalls. Like, the reason that I would go to somebody that's really good financially first is to get the money out of my hands. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of people get scammed, when they win that. You see, I'm telling you, I have met so many rich people. I mean, we've been invited to places that, they probably make in a day what we make in a year.
Yeah.
Okay. But the thing that I have found with the people that are rich, okay, I've and I'll make a little different saying about this, but the people that are rich and the people that act rich, I'm telling you, I think they really do struggle to be happy. Like, happiness is not in their realm. They get all this money and they think they're going to be happy, and then they have the money and they have the stuff. They got all these new family and friends that, aren't really their family and friends. They blow the money and they use the money to try to compensate for something to actually be happy. Have you seen that too?
Yes, and that saying is money don't buy happiness.
It's a fact. It buys security.
Yes.
It buys security. I mean, you don't have to worry about your bills being paid, but I'll tell you what, I don't think that it can buy happiness. So on the other side of that, I have met a lot of very happy people that we became friends with that you knew had money, but you didn't really know they had money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's because them are the people that don't sit there and flaunt it or treat you different.
I'll give you an example. We got some friends, and I'm not going to say their names, but they are worth a lot of money. And when I first met them, I didn't know they had any money. They money's not their thing. It's genuine friendships, that type of thing. And when I met him, he actually called you for the business. He's like, hey, I need some work done. And so we go out there and we start talking, and he tells us, and we did 4 or 5 jobs for them before we started being friends.
Yep.
And then after we became friends, he brought us into his home. And it's a beautiful home, don't get me wrong, but he takes us into this wing, and, he wanted to show us something that was really special to him. This is the way that he used his money, and he didn't win in the lottery, but he has a lot of it. And they're not foolish spenders. I would say they're actually pretty frugal, wouldn't you?
I would.
But for his 20th wedding anniversary, his wife wanted something that reminded her of home. Well, she was from Alabama originally, so he went down to Alabama, and he found the school that she went in. And she was in the country down in Alabama. It was like one of those old one-room schoolhouses, and they had a swamp oak floor.
It was beautiful.
And what he did was he went down there. He bought the building. He flew a crew out from California. They came to Alabama. They pulled up the floor. They numbered it. They flew it all back to California. They went through, they redid it in their machine. They packed it all back up, flew it back to Missouri, had a whole crew come out in Missouri, ripped the floor out of his house, and put his wife's one-room schoolroom floor down in their living room. That was his gift to her. Now, I can tell you, yeah, it costs a lot of money, but the thought that went into that gift, I don't know, that's just amazing to me.
Yes, the floor is gorgeous.
Gorgeous, and every time she walks in there, she's got that thought of, this makes me feel like I'm home.
Yes.
That took a lot of guts, and it took a lot of thinking, and that man really does love his wife.
Yeah, he does. They're very, very, very good, genuine people.
So I don't know if that really answered their question, but in a nutshell, upgrade our home, probably buy 2, a hobby farm somewhere on the lake, pontoon, maybe a John boat, glass John Carlson if I could find one cheap enough. Friday night car.
Couple side-by-sides.
You'd want a side-by-side, couple of them for the kids and us?
Just to go out trail riding. Yep.
Little things like that we would have at our fingertips, and we would probably do it. I'm telling you, at least half is going to go to charity. And there would be more than that, too. Like the good Lord says this is how much you're going to give, so that would be given as well. We would put a bunch in for our kids and our grandkids, so they had a little bit of nest egg, like when we're gone, they have something decent. And then past that, I don't really think there'd be anything.
No.
That's pretty much it. I might buy some new underwear.
Yeah, you need it.
Yeah. Okay, folks. I would love for you guys to email us. Please tell them the email.
The email is wearethehansonsshow@gmail.com.
wearethehansonsshow@gmail.com. And what I want to hear from is either the husbands that listen to this or the wives that listen to this, because I've got some pretty comfortable, awesome underwear. And my wife wants nothing more than for me to live unhappily with bad underwear, because she always tries getting rid of the most comfortable underwear I have. And I want to know,
holy underwear you have.
well, I want to know from the guys if their wives are doing the same thing. And wives, I want to know from you if you're trying to sabotage your husband the same way my wife is with their underwear. I want to know why.
They're holy.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not wearing them.
It doesn't matter. I got to see you in them.
Well, hubba, hubba, hubba. I mean, it is what it is. Folks, I hope that answers the question. We love you, and we will be back on Monday. Oh, I almost forgot. We Are the Hansons family will be up this weekend. We Are the Hansons family. You can come sign up for the newsletter. You can find out where we're going to be, the things that we're doing. You're doing a couple product reviews, correct?
Correct.
Lots of exciting, fun stuff coming up with We Are the Hansons, and it feels like spring. It actually feels like spring's going to stay, so watch out. We got videos coming. We've got way more podcasting coming, and we got some stuff that we can't tell you about now, but just get excited.